You thought the WNBA drama was over? Think again. Angel Reese just saw her former teammate, Brianna Turner, working out with none other than Caitlin Clark, public enemy number one in Angel's eyes. And let's just say, she did not take it well. Is it betrayal? Jealousy? Or just good old-fashioned pettiness? Either way, things have gotten hilariously messy and social media is lighting up. Here's the scoop. ESPN says Caitlin Clark
is not a top 5 player. The New York Liberty are creating a super team, and Unrivaled crowns their very first champions. You guys, there is so much to talk about today.
A top 5 player, while the New York Liberty are busy assembling an all-star team. Oh, and Unrivaled just crowned their first champions. There's so much to unpack, so let's dive in. Angel Reese, once the center of attention, may soon be applying for a spot in the X Hall of Fame for what could go down as one of the greatest betrayals since Caesar's backstabbing. Brianna Turner? She's moved on, and honestly, who didn't see this coming? While Angel is busy throwing tantrums that could win her a reality TV spot, Turner has smoothly entered Caitlin Clark's orbit. And guess what?
Brianna Fever have signed a perfect player to have beside Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Dwana Bonner, Tasha Howard, Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hall. Who else? Sydney Colson still on this team. Damaris Dantas.
Actually matter more than ego. Who knew? The Indiana Fever, it seems, have just secured the perfect player to complement Caitlin Clark. With players like Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, and others already on the roster, the Fever are building something special. But what does Angel Reese think? She's furious, of course. The drama is almost too good to be true. Imagine thinking you're the queen of the court, only to find out your former teammate would rather train with anyone but you.
Phenomenal rookie season, so many great accolades, and I think the jumping from season 1 to season 2 players can also make a really big jump, so I'm excited to see her growth from year 1 to year 2, and she hasn't reached her ceiling yet either, so I'm really excited to watch her growth as well.
Talk about you on the court, what sort of attributes do you think you're going to bring?
One player who makes Angel's skills look like they belong in a pickup game at the YMCA. But here's the thing. Watching Caitlin Clark and Brianna Turner work together is truly heartwarming. Their chemistry on the court is seamless, and it's clear that they're building something amazing. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, still stuck in her own bubble, seems to think that throwing a tantrum is the answer to everything. It's almost like watching someone touch a live wire.
Turner and Caitlin Clark. Now, this is the first video where we've seen 2 players working out together from this team, so I want to live react to it with you guys. So obviously Coach KP is there. I feel like he never leaves the gym. You have Caitlin coming across the screen for a 3. It looks like with all of these, they're working on a screen
when they get shocked. You'd think by now Angel would understand that arrogance doesn't keep a team together, but it seems she's too busy looking at her own reflection to notice. And as for the on-court dynamics between Turner and Clark, it's like a perfectly coordinated dance. Watching Angel Reese, on the other hand, feels more like witnessing someone trip and fall while insisting it was part of the routine. You can't help but think, this is exactly why teamwork and sportsmanship matter. But, of course, Angel seems to have missed that memo. So now, as Angel stews in her frustration, we can only wonder what her next move will be. Will she continue to stir the pot, or will she finally realize that being a good teammate might be the best play of all? Angel Reese thought she was the undisputed star of the WNBA, but it looks like she's been replaced faster than the latest smartphone model. While Angel's busy scowling bitterly from the sidelines, Brianna Turner is thriving alongside Caitlin Clark. It's like the basketball equivalent of watching your ex move on with someone else, except this time, everyone saw the breakup coming. Turner and Clark are quickly becoming one of basketball's most iconic duos. And here's the kicker. It's all happening while Angel is stuck on the drama-filled sidelines, nursing her bruised ego. Imagine being the queen of the court only to find out that your former teammate would rather team up with Caitlin Clark, a player who makes Angel's supposed skills look like amateur hour. Talk about poetic justice.
Like, I never get too high or get too low. People are like, why don't you smile more? Why don't you get excited? I'm like, I'm just chilling. I'm vibing. Like, I feel like I'm really an observer. But I am really competitive as well. I like to run the floor, like to play defense, like to win.
WNBA. But let's be real. Her attitude and posturing have overshadowed her talent. What if, just maybe, humility and team spirit were the secret sauce to success? Crazy, right? But instead of sharing the spotlight and working with her teammates, Angel seems more focused on turning every game into a personal showcase of how tough she is. That's great for reality TV, but not so much for winning championships. And speaking of championships, it looks like Brianna Turner and Caitlin Clark are playing the game the right way. Their chemistry on the court is undeniable. Watching them play together is like watching a perfectly choreographed dance. Meanwhile, Angel Reese seems stuck in her own personal drama, throwing sand in everyone's sandbox and wondering why no one wants to play with her anymore. The tables have turned, and now Brianna Turner is the one in the spotlight, leaving Angel to stew in her frustration. Imagine thinking you were the Beyoncé of your sport, only to realize you're more like Michelle, quietly fading into the background while the new duo takes center stage. That's got to sting. But let's be honest, did Angel ever see this coming? She probably assumed everyone would always orbit around her. Watching Brianna cozy up to Caitlin must feel like a brutal betrayal, but here's the twist. It's not
Tweet. If they can stay off Twitter, if that's the thing, if you can stay off Twitter and you're a Fever player, you're going to do well. You're going to do really, really well. But, yeah, obviously she's done that. She's turned off replies, and with that being said,
to find out that your former teammate would rather team up with Caitlin Clark, a player who makes Angel's supposed skills look like amateur hour. Talk about poetic justice. Now, don't get me wrong, Angel has skills. She's been one of the top defenders in the WNBA. But let's be real, her attitude and posturing have overshadowed her talent. What if, just maybe, humility and team spirit were the secret sauce to success? Crazy, right? But instead of sharing the spotlight and working with her teammates,
team situations where you're coming between the Indiana Fever and that locker room, girl. I'm gonna make that very clear. I don't want to see that at all. So once again, you cleaned it up. You mentioned Caitlin Clark. You mentioned she hasn't hit her ceiling as well. But she is the offense here. She is the number one option. She is the franchise player. And I think you need to give...
No one wants to play with her anymore. The tables have turned, and now Brianna Turner is the one in the spotlight, leaving Angel to stew in her frustration. Imagine thinking you were the Beyoncé of your sport, only to realize you're more like Michelle, quietly fading into the background while the new duo takes center stage. That's got to sting. But let's be honest, did Angel ever see this coming? She probably assumed everyone would always orbit around her. Watching Brianna cozy up to Caitlin must feel like a brutal betrayal, but here's the twist. It's not sabotage. People just want to be around teammates who aren't insufferably dramatic. And with Turner and Clark, that's exactly what they have. A strong, cooperative, and talented pair who make the game about more than just one person's ego. So while Angel Reese is left fuming over her lost throne, Turner and Clark are making their mark, and the rest of us are just here for the drama. It's like the best kind of sports soap opera, and it's playing out right before our eyes.